get us recorded. All right, looking at the chat now. So it's so true. You believe it, you can achieve it. Yes. Kristen loved it. Wow. Rose loves it. Silky loves it. It is informative. It's so true. And the template that they spoke to, this is something that we can have your district manager send to each of you guys so that you can begin to consider this for yourself, your current situation, the desired actions. So again, in the chat, I muted most everybody, but if you're interested in coming off of mute and speaking to us, you can do so or type in the chat. Is this something that you have for yourself? Do you have a current dream board or something where you've written down, drawn out, maybe cut out of magazines and pasted some sort of dream and goal to keep your focus on your why? Anybody want to share?
You know, Kelly, I was listening to this thinking we have 17, almost 20 people on the call here tonight. And I'm curious, just real fast in the chat, give me a yes or no, if you have ever done a dream board. Avon does this often, and you may have been to a meeting, something local in your town. Have not, no. There's a yes. Eileen says yes. No. Yeah, if you've ever done a dream board, just give me a quick yes or no. I've done them as district sales managers. We've been in meetings and training, and we've done them ourselves for personal reasons and for business. And I've always kept them and gone back and looked at them. And time is a funny thing. How what's important to you changes over time. Donna says, I have a dream board right in front of my face right now on my wall. And I had my team do it the first year. Awesome.
And Donna, that's, no matter whether you've done one, so Donna has one, and I would guarantee if she has it, like she's talking about, right in front of her face on her wall where she can see it frequently, I would bet it's something that you keep up to date, because the fact is that we make dreams and goals happen through Avon, right? So we have that incredible ability to cross something off the list and add something new. Or your current situation changes, so you need to, make some adjustments to whatever your dreams and goals look like. But I think most importantly, we take something like this, we do it for ourselves first, because if you can't help yourself, if you can't really identify your why and your purpose, it's hard to guide others towards theirs. So, first to yours, but then what would this look like for your team? I'm going to move to the next slide, but as I'm doing that, I want to mention on one of the comments that I just saw, Tanette said she was inspired, but it's hard to act when feeling negated by family. I think that's a very interesting statement, because I think that you're so, unfortunately true. It's so true that sometimes the people that are closest to us, that you love us the most, that we love the most, can be the biggest naysayers or the biggest people that are holding us back from our reality. I want to challenge you to read the book, The Go-Giver. There's also one called The Dream Giver. They're both parables, different stories, but with similar intention. And they, at the end of it, like Sonia says, proves them wrong, but, really helps you to kind of manage through dealing with something like that, or just kind of filtering that noise, because this is your life and this is your dream. And so you have to sometimes be a little selfish and do for you. And then you prove them wrong, and then they benefit from it. They all of a sudden, now it's a good thing when they're benefiting, right? But start with yourself and filter out that information and make your new reality. Create it by looking at your current situation and moving forward to get to that desired situation, and then use it with your team. So how can you use this with your team? Tell me in the chat, or get off of mute and tell me. Trisha, what were some of your takeaways about how our leaders can use this kind of tool with their team?
Well, I was thinking back of different meetings. When we didn't work virtual and we were in meetings all the time physically with folks, we would do these. And I was thinking of an event that I attended for a meeting like this once. And, it was a really easy activity for some people in the room, and it was very hard for others. And the one lady that struggled the most, and I have to say, at the end of the meeting, I still am not sure she had anything on her dream board. It was painful for her and it was personal for her. And so, if you're one of the people who put no in the chat and you haven't done this yourself, I guess I would just say to challenge yourself and get alone with yourself and really think about what is important to you and what matters to you. And the truth is, before, like Kelly said, before you do any of this for somebody else, if you're involved in leadership and you have people looking to you to lead, you want to figure this stuff out for yourself. And it may be that you're that person who's a little awkward doing this or struggles to do this. Then when that happens with your team, you're going to be able to help them and coach them and share with them what you did to overcome that. Again, I was just thinking back to mine and how many things have been marked off of mine as time progresses. And as Kelly said, time changes things. Every new year, you want to look at it. Every quarter, sometimes you want to look at it. But yeah, absolutely take the time to do it. And even if it hurts, even if it's uncomfortable or awkward, set aside some time, and really respect and honor your dreams and get those things put on paper to you. It's hard to know when you get there if you don't really know where you're going. If you can aimlessly just travel around doing much of nothing with your business, but if you have a destination in mind, it's much easier to celebrate when you get there, because if you don't even know where you're going, how can you celebrate when you don't know where you're going to end up? You have to kind of have a destination in mind. Mm-hmm. So those are some of the things that I was thinking about while we were working through this. And I just have to challenge you, take the time to do it. Even if it's virtual, do it on your phone, do it on some cute app, but it's great on paper and it's fun to have it on a bulletin board or your refrigerator or something that you see all the time as well.
That's a great idea to do it virtually, Trisha. I'm on Pinterest. I don't know about you guys, but I think Pinterest is like the ultimate dream type board. But I do think that there's something very important about, like somebody already said, having it in front of you, physically in front of you. So start there, maybe start virtually, but print something out, but whatever works for you. And then again, how can this be used for your team? Segue your new reality and practice it with your team. And I think that Rose just said specifically kind of what my thought was, is to be an example. One thing that you want to really keep in mind about something like this, and really about direct sales and network marketing in general, is that the business is all about duplication. And just like Rose said, be an example, because if you're brave enough to do this, then they will be too. If they see that you've done this, they will too. If they hear you talking about it, they will too. But keep that in mind with everything. If they see you prospecting and hear you prospecting, they're going to do that. If they don't, they're not. So same thing with this type of dream board. You got to kind of set that example and use it with your team. I think that the beginning of the year is always a really great time to do this. New year, new goals. Really any time is a good time. So do it for yourself now and get your team to do it. And really think about it in terms of driving your team. When you know their goals, when you know their desires, and you can leverage those things, that really can go far. And so, with that in mind, starting with your newest representatives, right as they join, it's part of our appointment process. But talk about the dream piece with your new representatives. I guarantee for those of you who've done several appointments, you have talked to a representative who says, oh gosh, I'm not sure. I don't know what my why is. It happens more than it should. It's unfortunately a reality of so many people's lives that they just don't really hone in on what's important, or life, we get caught up kind of thing. So really with your new representatives, you have this opportunity from the very start to uncover what's important with them and help them look at their new reality thanks to Avon, take their current situation and get to that desired situation. And then think about, I know that the TED Talk was all about drawing out your new reality, but I think that really just kind of links to writing something down. 65%, did you guys catch that number? You're 65% more likely to do it when you write it down, draw it out. So again, talking about how this applies to your team, working with your new representatives, are you having them write down their contact list? Are you really having them think about who their customers are, who their potential team members are, and having them write it down? They're 65% more likely to make it happen if they write them down. And what about, their 15-second introduction? New representatives could really benefit from words to use. Have them write it down. Again, it's a part of the appointment materials if you're working through that with them. But even if they're not new, if they're a representative who's just struggling for sales, do these activities with them, but make them write it down. 65% more likely to keep them focused, like Silky says, keep them excited, keep them motivated. So with that, I hope it just kind of gets your juices flowing in regards to how you can first leverage this for yourself, but then how you can maximize this with your team. And the fact is like I said before, it's always a good thing to kind of do at the beginning of the year, but I think it's a good thing to do regardless. And guess what? We're about halfway through the year. Trisha, where has the year gone?
I know. Can you believe it? With our new calendar tracking PC, January to December, we have to stop and think about where we are in our business. And you as a leader may already know your numbers. You may be right off the top of your head. If I called on any of you, could tell me right where you are. My question would be then, where is your team? And as you think about what it means to track your numbers and to work towards President's Club, especially at a halfway point like we are, what would it mean to train to that in your business? And think about how you can take this approach to your team. Do they know how to look for their award sales? Do they understand just the office work that is involved in looking at an invoice and tracking those things online? Have you got them excited about coming to PC events and learning more about PC and what's in it for them and their earnings? Is so important that they understand that. As you talk to your people about this, whether your team is really, really wide and you have quite a few people directly connected to you, or maybe just a few connected to you, the first generation of your business, that group that is directly connected to you, is really where you have a large potential of earnings. So think of 10 people directly connected to you. What if 8 out of those 10 were PC members? Now flip it around. What if only 2 out of those 10 were PC members? You would immediately see a dramatic impact to your commission earnings on those sales. So what's in it for them? Of course, helping them to understand the benefits, talking through all of the wonderful things that PRP offers. But what's in it for you is really being a great business person, looking at the numbers for yourself. Encourage and help those folks to develop a plan. Sometimes you're talking to a new representative. This happened to me just the other day. And we started to talk about President's Club and how to get this person tracking that and really watching it. And I threw out a number to her that is the average that we say at the beginning of the year. If you average 385, whatever the number was, 385, 390, every campaign, you're guaranteed to reach your President's Club number. And it scared this girl. It really just overwhelmed her. She's new and doing anywhere from $50 to $75 orders. So it seems silly to even talk about PC with somebody like that, right? Wrong. No. By the time I got through going through the benefits and getting her excited about it, she was thrilled and wanted to hear more. So the number overwhelmed her a little bit, but she was certainly more open to hear all about what it took to reach that number. So again, taking it all the way back to the bare minimum and flipping it around to where you kind of back into it. Well, if you have 10 customers spending $20 with you, take it all the way back to the basics for that new representative. Don't assume that they understand it, because chances are they probably don't. And then, of course, follow up and chat with these folks on a regular basis to see where their head is, see what they're doing, what kind of practices have they put into place after you talk with them, what kind of training that you did with them really mattered to them, and they were able to take certain things from that and put it into their business every day. Again, here's a great way to tie back to their dreams and goals. If you've done the dreams and goals with them and you've really dug into their emotional why, what a great opportunity to tie it over to their earnings with PC. Talking about the 40% guarantee is a big deal to those folks. So if they know that they need to earn an extra $200 a campaign or $200 a month towards a certain bill, Wouldn't it be great if, as a leader, you could remind them every time you chat with them, think about President's Club. If you've got your 40% secure, that means XYZ can go in your pocket every month towards that bill or towards a trip, or all of those little things are personal to them. It matters to them that you know and that you care. So enough about the President's Club for your team. I just have to say we're halfway there. Don't let any more time slip by you. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and launch this here tonight. I believe it's already probably been sent on an email and posted on Facebook. But starting right now this week, so not tomorrow, but Wednesday, the 17th, we are going to offer a President's Club call-in, a path to PRP. So there are people going to be on this call that have already earned President's Club. We hope to pull in other folks to the call that have not, but are maybe tracking or don't even know where they really are. So here's all the details. Take your phone, get a snapshot of it. You can look for it on your Facebook groups. You'll see the details there as well on Wednesday. Some of them have already been posted. But there's the call-in number and the participant code, Your Path to PRP. Your path to PRP with yourself and with your team, and talking through this and helping these folks to understand where they are and how close they are to earning it. What a great time to do it at the middle of the year. I was going to say, Kelly, I don't know. Did you want to add anything extra? Let me move that where I can see it.
No, I think that's perfect. The idea here is to support you guys as you are working with you're just looking at your team in general and really helping your downline members that you mentor to maximize their earnings and maximize their success. This is just one tool that you can use. It's a quick 30-minute call. We're going to introduce new ideas for them every single month to just kind of layer on the business fundamentals and essentially by the end of the year, get them to PRP. For those of you who are currently President's Club members or above, that this is a game changer. And so this is just something that you can add to your arsenal of your tools to really help to maximize results, retention, sales, develop new PRP members within your downline. So this is, like Tricia said, the first of what will be a monthly call. And kind of along the same lines of PRP and goal setting and whatnot, and I know that it seems maybe an odd connection to think about your dream board in regards to Rep Fest, but think about it, guys. I bet a lot of you on this call are going to Rep Fest, right? Nod. You going? Yes. So if you've been to a conference, you know that you are going to go to Rep Fest and it is going to be life-changing. It's seriously like a life-changing experience, and you will leave Nashville with your hair on fire. So kind of tying it all into what we've talked about tonight, if you don't have a new reality, if you haven't created a dream board before Rep Fest, do it before Rep Fest so that you can then get back from Rep Fest with your hair on fire and you really conquer the world. Start making that current situation into your desired situation and taking advantage. And while you're at it, there's only a few spots remaining. So, kind of tying back into the new piece, there's a really great deal for our new representatives. And I would take the time, if I were you, to reach out individually, one-on-one with all of your new representatives within their first 7 campaigns. Talk to them about their why. Share the whole new reality concept. It's just the why concept, right? Just really develop that, but then be sure that they know that they can join you at Rep Fest and set themselves up for success for an exclusive price, $99 Rep Fest registration, just for those new representatives that are within their first 7 campaigns. So definitely don't delay, because truly, like, minute by minute that goes by, this whole event's filling up. So they should join you. And speaking of this event and it filling up, there's something else that there's a sense of urgency on. Tricia, you want to cover this last piece here?
Yeah, I do. And Kristen, I want to come back to you in a second when we get finished with this and let you talk a little bit about retention. That was one key point I think we might have skipped over on the other slide. So campaign 12 is the final campaign to achieve this fabulous opportunity to get yourself to Nashville. Let's take a look at this real quick. Level 1, placing a $300 order in each of the 3 campaigns gets you the party hat. I love that. Look at that cute pink hat. Level 2 is level 1 plus 1 qualified new recruit during the campaign 3 or the 3 campaign time frame. gets you to the party. And then level 3, there might be some folks on this call tonight that have secured level 3. It's, of course, level 1 plus 3 new qualified recruits during the 3 campaign timeframe gets your hotel. So how wonderful would it be to go to RepFest and not have to pay for your hotel? That is pretty exciting offer. Not one night, but 2 nights at hotel stay. So don't miss this. You've got a little bit of time still on this one. Talk with your folks who are getting started recruiting. You may have people on your team who are brand new to leadership. You know, we've talked about new people and where their head is as they're beginning to sell and work towards President's Club. But shift for a second over to the folks on your team who are brand new in recruiting and building their team. You may have new promoters that you need to talk to about this. What a fabulous opportunity to go to Nashville and have it all on Avon. Okay, so let me go back to Kristen. Like I said, in the chat, I saw the word retention, and it just is such a great thing. We can't skip this. Kristen, if you're on mute, will you take yourself off and just talk to that a little bit about retaining folks through PC in your downline?
Of course, Tricia. So it's not a secret, right? All of this is so interconnected, and our whys are so personal. And let me just say this: if your why isn't scary, or if it doesn't scare you, then you need to peel back some more layers, right? Mm-hmm. You need to be able to see it, to smell it, to taste it, and you need to want it, right? So if that's not where your why is, then we need to peel back some more, and we need to really start asking our question, well, why is that? Why is that? Why do I need that money? Why do I need that car? Why is that? And then obviously putting the action plan into place behind that. And one of the action plans for your downline is retention, right? While you guys are working so diligently and hard to bring on new team members, we also need to retain the ones that you've already worked hard to get, right? And so PC is one of the things that really helps with retention in your downlines, because we know that when you have achieved President's Club, it's hard for you to quit. How many of you can sit here that are PC or above that have questioned quitting? And I mean, we all have. So let's just pull that off the table. You've literally questioned, why am I here? What am I doing? Why do I stay? And President's Club is a huge piece of that, right? I can guarantee you've had that thought process, and I can guarantee you that President's Club is a huge piece in why you stay. Because you have worked so hard and have achieved so much that it's worth you staying, right? So think about that with your downlines. Your downline is the same, right? If we can get them to President's Club or above, they're more than likely going to stay with us, right? So why not take this opportunity, drive the attendance of your team to the Pathway to PC call. We will absolutely support you in that and do everything we can to help you get your folks there and get your folks to PC, because that retention is key. It truly is key. And we don't want, like Rasanya said, I don't want to have to start over. We don't want you to have to start over. So PC is a huge piece in helping you from having to do that. And again, that's connected back to your why. It all comes back to the why. So make those dream boards. I know my team, I'm excited. I want to see those dream boards. I'll show you mine. It's so gratifying when you can cross off some of those goals. And with that said, I'll pass it back over to Tricia and Kelly. Thank you.
Don't you love Kristen's candidness? We've all thought about that, so let's take it off the table. But it's so true. And the guaranteed earnings that you are benefited from your PRP achievement, you work hard to make it happen, but it's a benefit that's worth that hard work because it is a game changer in your business. And so definitely a lot happening on this call today, that starting with the dream board, but just like Kristen said, I think that her words are perfect. It's also interconnected. So starting with the dream boards, leveraging that throughout your team after you create your own, segmenting to really help them know the way that they need to be helped to help your PRP potential, and then let us help you help them through the path of PRP. But also, other ways for us to help are through just our regular calls that we have every month. And holy moly, this week we have a lot of calls. So just a little recap of what's on the calendar. Of course, we want you guys to join us, but just as important, drive attendance. Share this with your team members. Get them on the call. We have our virtual sales meeting tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. We have our Path to PC that we've been talking about. It's at 11:30, so kind of around lunch-ish time on Wednesday. And we will be recording that. I know that that's a tough time. Really, there's never the best time, right? So we'll get recordings of these so that you guys can share them once we have the call. Then we have our probably my favorite day of the campaign. I love our Welcome to Avon New Rep online meetup. You get your new representatives there, even if they're not brand new. If they can benefit from the fundamentals of the business and learning those things, get them to our Welcome to Avon New Rep online meetup. And then I'm going to dangle this carrot, and then we're going to close with this. Don't forget that the Ticket to Boss Life is still happening. I think that one of the big tickets that has not been scratched off yet is lunch with Betty Palm. It's a trip to New York, I want to say, or maybe she comes to you, but I would bet it's a trip to New York and lunch with our director of sales. There are tickets remaining, including that one. So the incentive is still ongoing through campaign 13. So there is still time to take advantage of that. And so with that said, before we totally close out, we're going to do that here in a sec. We have somebody on the call tonight who's going to be scratching a ticket on our call live.
Woohoo!
At the very end.
Who is it?
Tara Feldkamp. She's
Hey,
out there.
Tara.
I just looked. She's got her ticket. She's waving it. Okay, stay tuned, Tara. We're going to close up, and then we're going to turn it over to you. So, Trisha, I'm going to turn it to you to close.
Yeah, and Tara, I have to say, take yourself off mute before you start scratching because we need to hear you scream. You might have something fabulous to share. Oh, my gosh. Well, we have talked about a lot of fun things here tonight, and I love this last little piece. The distance between dreams and reality is called action. You know, it's like any other plans that we make. They're fabulous on paper, and we can dream about them and talk about them, and I even make great notes. But until we get up and do something about it, it's just a good idea. It's just a great conversation. So we really want to put some legs to this. You know, at Avon, we talk a lot about what is your wow, and that really is just within 1 week. So within 1 week, as we close out here tonight, think about your marker for next Monday. If you're involved in leadership already and you have a team, well, you've got some great nuggets that you can take to your people immediately. Within 1 week, who in your downline can you talk to about President's Club? Who on your team is new or maybe would benefit from more new training and pulling them into some of these online meetings and one-on-ones with you? Talking about the new person getting started with their contact list. Man, Kelly hit it on the head when she said, think about the fact that 65% more likely to act on a contact list if they write it down. And, you know, we may not meet with somebody face-to-face anymore to do an appointment, but how can we help those new people to do the work, to pick up the pen and paper and write down their contacts, to go immediately to their Facebook and post something about their new business? All of those things activate. They are a call to action to that new representative to get started. So there's some fabulous nuggets here for you tonight. I challenge you to take some of these things and just implement them as soon as we hang up the call. Between now and next week, next time we're together again, what could you share that you've learned from here tonight and can take to your team? And again, be the example. Someone said it here tonight. Be the example and show them, you know, show the naysayers that they're wrong. And really lead your team to success. So with that said, we will go back over to Tara. I can't wait to see what Tara has to say.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
We need a drum roll.
Yeah, we need a drum roll. Oh, well, it's still pretty good. It's not Lunch with Betty. All right, an Avon water bottle.
Oh,
Yay!
Have you seen them yet, Tara?
No, I haven't.
I was just talking about the water bottle with both Kristen and Trisha today. They're really, really awesome. We're thinking about doing an incentive with them, actually. They're truly that awesome. Congratulations.
Okay, well, thank you.
You earned it.
Yes,
woohoo! Way to go.
Great. How fun. What a great thing to end the call with.
Thank you guys so much. We went long today, partly from starting late, but just a lot of really great topics. And so we appreciate you joining and hanging out with us. We'll, of course, do this again. This calls the first and third Monday of the month. So that means next week we are going to be shifting gears, and we'll go back to our how do I do that and I want to make more money topics. So join us for that, or for one of the many things that we said were on our calendar for this week. Hopefully we'll see you at one of those things, if not more. Until then, thanks guys so much.
Bye.
Y'all
Good
have a great
night.
evening.
Have a great week. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for the call.
Love you too, Nancy Mazzell.